and grabbed a few things. So every one of you guys should have the industrial project, two packages basically. One start with the industrial project schedule 2011. The other one is the syllabi. So two packages, one for the syllabi, one for the project. Everybody got one? One of each? Okay, great. A couple of changes, guys, just before I start. DJ is going to be with your team, guys, and Bu and Mr. Bu and Ben, you guys are going to be in one team as continue. So I'm just grabbing DJ and putting him with this team. So they're going to sit here if you guys don't mind. Ben, if you don't mind them sitting here, are you okay with that one? Sorry, buddy. So if you guys are okay with.
We had a little problem over spring break. We had to play.
We're not fine. So, anybody else wants to switch partners before we start? That's how the project is set up right now. So we're good with the projects. Here's what I'm going to have, guys. We have 12 weeks. They're going to go very fast, Brad. We have a lot of speakers. We have a lot of very smart people scheduled to come over here. So please take it serious. Get the best out of this 25,000 square foot industrial project that we're going to do. And then we're going to hopefully the ones who are not working, we're going to give you a job. So that's kind of the ultimate solution. Before I start, guys, my plan for the day is as we have done always in the past, you're going to be seeing a schedule right here, my friends. So the plan for the day, for the week, we're going to do Revit drawing setup, and I assume all of us know how to set up Revit right now. I'll be there to help you too. So we're going to do E1 to E14, 22 by 34 setup for Revit for this project. FYI for the project, guys, the project is already, the central file is already set for you and your team under spring quarter. So you're going to find all the information that you need already set up. I did it over the spring break. So you're ready to hit the ground running with opening the central file and start working on it. Everybody's okay with that? Ben, my friend, Chanel, you guys, that every team has the central file already set for you up and running. DJ, I still need to shift you to the other team. That's one thing I forgot to do, sorry. So that's everybody else is up and running. We also want to do, guys, load schedule and project schedule. And I'll talk more about the load schedule and project schedule. That's the week. I want to tell you from my experience of teaching this program for 9 years, guys, the spring goes so fast. We have a lot of interruption. We have a lot of speakers. If you look at the schedule right now, a lot of people are going to be getting in and out of this classroom. And we're going to be visiting a lot of places too. And when we go visit a place, coming back, I usually make it optional. So guess what the people do when we go visit a place? Most of the people don't show up, but you still have to finish your work. So please plan your time here wisely, because it goes so fast, believe me, and there's a lot of things to do. Hopefully we got over the learning curve, Brad, with Revit. A lot of us are much smarter in Revit, much better than what we started with. All the mistakes that we did in Revit, we're going to correct it hopefully here. So that's I'm just going to warn you guys from the get-go. It goes so fast, unreal, and you're going to see that because of the speakers and the interruption. I do have the load schedule and the project schedule, and also tomorrow, Michelle Cooley Erickson, two of their engineers, will be here to introduce officially the project. And I'll talk about the project in a second. So they will be here tomorrow. It's part of your schedule. I do have chapter 1 and chapter 2 for this week, and also I have 3 topics. For the calculation, guys, for the theory, I have a book. For the calculation, I don't have a book. So what I do is I introduce some the NEC code topics, and we do calculation based on these topics. So our topics for this week is going to be motors, and it's going to be generators and busways. And oh, by the way, everything that you see on the board, you have it in the syllabi and in the schedule. Everything completely with when the tests are going to be located, when the final. Guys, we have done it 9 years. I mean, we brought it down to a science basically. The only thing that threw a wrench in the business last time is Revit, introducing Revit. So we really had it down to a science. Okay, so that's basically the plan. Before I go ahead and continue, here's what I want to do. This time, guys, I'm going to walk you through the schedule, and you can see. So if you, by the way, I know if you guys, I gave you time to discuss looking backward about your grades. If anybody wants still to discuss, look at their finals, contact me. not here, I will schedule a time for you to look at your finals, any grade. If you want me to justify what the grade I gave you in anything, I'll be more than happy. But please, you have to schedule your time with me, especially this week. This week will be really tough because I do registration and a lot of stuff after I leave you guys here. Next week, any week, if I made any mistake with any one of you guys, I will change it at any time. So it's not like I can't change it. So, but you have to initiate the request. Okay, so that's basically what we're going to be doing, guys. Before I go ahead and start, please, here's the only textbook, new textbook that required for you guys, called Electrical Wiring Industrial, 13th edition, based on 2008. We don't want the 14th based on 2011. Let's just finish this year with 2008, guys, instead of introducing a new code and confuse you more. So that's basically what you're going to be doing. This book, guys, have 20 chapters, only 20 chapters, and I'm going to be 20 chapters in this book. The homework will be the same thing, guys. We're going to do the homework odd and even, you and your partner. Everybody got that one? You're going to do odd, even. One will do odd, one will do even, exactly like we did. The homework is going to be right from this book. It's downstairs. DJ, did you buy it? I can't remember, 80 something. So, please do so. If you go to Amazon, thank you. If you can share.
18.
Yeah. Can you, go to Amazon. If you guys buy it for less, by any means. Thank you. That's a great idea. The same edition, right? Yeah. And a lot of people, guys, are selling them for cheap now because of 2011 is coming. You might find a better deal on them. Just don't say that I said that. Okay, so that's basically the book that we're going to be using. Only 20 chapters, just FYI. For the calculation, my friends, I do not have a book for the calculation. I'm going to be grabbing topics from the NDC code book and going over calculation from them. So we're going to do a lot of calculation for bus ducts, guys, MCCs, generators, motors, panels, transformers with a panel. So UPS system, how to size UPS system. So they're really good topics. And all the topics that I picked, Spencer, my friend, are directly related to the project. So we're going to do size the UPS because we have a bigger UPS this time. We're going to size the generator and the feeder and everything disconnect for the generator because we have 2 generators for this project. So things that I'm going to be picking, guys, to go over calc is directly related to the project. So that's basically what I'm going to say here. A few things, guys, about the schedule. You have the schedule in front of you. I'm going to walk you quick through this. Week 1, as you guys can see, everybody got that one. Week 1, we're going to have Revit set up, E1 to E014. We're going to do load calculation and project schedule. So 3 things are due by Friday. So Friday is the cutoff. Do you guys want the weekend? Do you want Monday the cutoff or Friday? We can make it Monday or Friday. Friday? If anybody wants the weekend to work on something, that's fine. But Friday is our cutoff. So on Friday, my friend, we're going to do E1 to E14 setup Revit. That's when I say setup, guys. I hope you understand, Mr. Bu. You're going to take the title block that you guys did in the commercial project. Here's what I would do if I were you. Take the title block, guys. Rename it, Brad. You know where it's located in Revit. Rename that baby. Rename it industrial. Pull it into your schedule, into your Revit. And then it's already set up. That one is already set up. So then modify the name of your company is already there. Your logo is already there. It's not a whole lot of work, guys, if you do what I'm told you to do. Take the title block that you did in the commercial project, which was a good one, then modify that, rename it though, because if you don't rename it, it's going to screw up your commercial project too. So rename it, my friends. Rename industrial, and then pull it and modify just the data on it. And that will take you seconds to do that. And then pull it in sheets. And you guys remember how we put the sheets? We create the sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, and rename them. That's all what I'm asking for Revit-wise this week. So, okay? And if you rename them, and if you are, another thing, if you can put the name of the sheets, remember, guys, the sheet 1 through sheet 2, the names of the sheets. If I were you guys, I can copy. You already did them, Brad, in the commercial project. So copy paste them. Done deal. So there's a lot of stuff, guys, could be easily done because we have a commercial project already done in Revit. Okay, the project schedule. Can I say one thing, because these are doing project schedule? Here's my expectation for the project, Camille. You grab your commercial project schedule that you did. Okay. So you take the commercial project that we did, the schedule for the commercial project, and you fit this schedule in it. You modify it to fit this schedule. Everybody okay with that? That's all what you have to do. Don't reinvent the wheel. The first thing you need to do though is change the date, the start date. If you forgot how I show you how the start date of the project is today, and then just readjust it to fit these. Okay? The load calculation. Load calculation, guys. If you see over here, we have also a load calculation. Here's what I'm expecting from the load calculation. Two ways. You guys take you have done, almost all of you done a great job on the load calculation. Or what I want you to do is just take the load calculation for the commercial project. I will give you also another sheet that adds to it. I'll give you another sheet that adds to it and modify the commercial project for the industrial. The only thing you need to add, guys, is one thing. By the way, one thing you need to add to your commercial project load calculation. Owner equipment list. There's a bunch of machines that need to be fed from this building. That's the only thing you need to add to this project. Everything else, lighting calculation is the same lighting calculation, receptacle calculation is the same, HVAC equipment, Brad, the same calculation, different equipment, but the same calculation. Okay, so that's basically my plan for the week. As I said, 9 o'clock, every 9 o'clock in Tuesday, guys. 9 o'clock Tuesday, Guy here and Phil will be here from Michelle Cool Erickson. They will introduce the project. When I say introduce the project, they will go over what start. By the way, I circled the numbers. Can you guys see the number at the top? Go to page 6. If you guys, way at the upper right corner, there is a circle page 6 because these are different circled number 6. This is where the project narrative starts, and Michelle Cool Erickson will come tomorrow and introduce this part. That's where the narrative of the project starts. Okay, so that's basically the schedule. I'm going to fly through the schedule, my friends, if you don't mind here. So this is the first week. The second week, as you guys can see, we're going to work on low voltage calculation, clock, paging, security, fire alarm, and phone data. This time, Ben, we introduce a clock and a paging system. You guys have done security with me. You have done phone and data, and you've done fire alarm system. We're only going to introduce paging and clock system, and there's a requirement for it. We also, on Tuesday of next week, we're bringing Bob Hirsch, and he is the president of low voltage contracting. He comes over here and he talks about the fire alarm, clock, and paging system from an expert point of view. So if you're going to see, guys, every week we're going to have a speaker that relates the topic of what we're working on that particular week. On Thursday, every Thursday after second week, guys, starting the second week, every Thursday will be Michelle Cooley's Thursday, we call them. At 9 o'clock, they'll show up here and they will walk you through what you need. So please utilize their time, exactly like Hulbrick did. If you guys don't have any questions, they might not come, but they will be available. 1 or 2 of them will be available every week at Thursday to swing by. Mostly Phil, but he can bring, Phil is a project manager, he can bring an expert in any topic that you feel we need. Most of the time, guys, Revit, in the past, last year, they brought really a lot of help for us for Revit. I don't anticipate we're going to have a lot of problems with Revit just because we knew when we made the mistakes in the last year and in the last quarter. So, but they're available. They have Revit expertise that we can tap into them. Okay, week 3. So week 3, my friends, as you can see, we're going to work on one-line diagram and risers, and that will be E3.1 and E3.2. So, Brad, when you set up your schedules, please don't forget when you get into the 3 that you're going to have 2 3s, 3.1 and 3.2. If you guys forgot, guess what we do? We copy them at the last minute. So there's 2 risers, one for the low voltage, one for the power, and that's going to be in week 3. Also, we bring an expert from GE, Jim Rasmussen. I don't know how many of you guys working in the industry. I personally learned a lot when I was working with Michelle Cool Erickson from Jim. Jim is an expert in the gear and the switch gear and the panels and equipment. Great speaker. So he's going to be coming and talking about power distribution system. He's going to talk about MCCs, switch gear, switchboard, panels, and all this good stuff. We have also the same week, instead of Michelle coming to us, guys, we're going to go Boston Scientific Tour. Everybody knows what Boston Scientific is? The Weaver Lake 94. So we drive all the way to Weaver Lake in 94, and we will meet there, no cameras, and we will tour the whole manufacturing floor. The good thing about this, Spencer, is the Boston Scientific that we're going to tour is actually a model of the building that you're doing. Michelle Cooley Erickson, guys, did the design for Boston Scientific Building. So then 10 years ago, that was 10 years ago, then they took their model that they did for Michelle Cooley Erickson for Boston Scientific, modified it slightly and gave it to ECDM to use it as one of our projects, which you guys are doing right now. Everybody knows that. So when you go there, you're going to see bus docks, you're going to see machines fit from the top and the bottom, data centers, and all this good stuff with some modification. When we do tours, here's what we do, guys. When we do tours, tours are mandatory. If we have a tour, you have to go. If you need a ride, I will give you a ride. So please plan accordingly. When we have a tour, after the tour, especially the long tour, guys, I'll make coming back optional. So please plan accordingly. That's not a day off. It's not a day off. So if we have a tour, we're expected, guys, to meet there at 9 o'clock. I don't expect you to come here at 8:30 and drive. If you're in this area, we'll meet at 9 o'clock. We do our tour for an hour, 2 hours, or whatever. And then we'll either we come back if you want to come. I will be here. But if anybody wants to go back to work, do whatever they want to do, it's okay with me. As long as you're ahead of your schedule, too. I mean, I don't want people to be behind and not showing up. So I really don't want to give incompletes, guys. Please, I don't want to give incompletes to anybody or bad grades. Okay. Any questions about week 3? So that's basically what week 3 is going to be. Week 4, if you guys look at week 4, we're going to do work on lighting and energy code calculation. Lighting, layout, E5 and E6. The project, guys, is a 2-story building. It's a 2-story building. So when you see lighting E5 and E6, you will be working lighting in the upper level. Your partner will be working in the lower level. So that's a nice thing about this project, especially partners of 2. Both of you could be working on it at the same time. When we do power, do upper, lower. So everybody understand? When you do low voltage, you take the upper, and Jim will take the lower, or Camille will take the lower, and so forth. It's really cool. Both of you can be working at the same time. From the get-go, guys, if you can split, the lower level has more work, just FYI. A lot of work is going to be involved in the lower level because it's big, and there's manufacturing floor in it. The upper level is probably half of the amount of work of the lower level, just FYI. So, but you guys can share that one. Energy code calculation. Now I'm not going to tell you which software we use, right? Everybody knows what the energy code calculation. We're going to do the same thing as for the upper and lower level lighting. We're going to use visual to do the lighting calculation in week 7. We have, in week 4, guys, before I forget, we're going to go visit week 4 industrial lighting, Mike Brayback. He's a vice president of Davis and Associates. We're going to be visiting with them. We go tour them right here, not far away from Edina, in Edina. And they're really nice. They put together 3 hours of lighting, everything you need to know about lighting in their plant. So it's really cool. So we're industrial lighting. We're going to go visit with them, Davis and Associates. And then on Thursday again, Phil or one of their engineers will swing by here to check on what's going on, like we have done in the past. So any questions about week 4? You can see how we have a whole plan for you. Week 5, work on lighting and energy code. We have 2 weeks to work on lighting. Can you guys see that? That's not a mistake. Working on lighting and energy code. Anybody knows why we need 2 weeks? When we do lighting, guys, first you need to do visual. The first week we'll be doing visual, if I were you. Finish all visual the first week, upper and lower level. And I think we have one for the site too, upper and lower level. Then the second week, guys, you take all your visual calculation, import it into CAD, to CAD, and export it to CAD, import CAD into Revit like we've done, and lay out your fixtures. So we know the process right now. So it really takes 2 weeks to do the lighting. Doesn't take 2 weeks, but if you stretch it, it takes 2 weeks. Okay, so that's why we have between the energy code, visual, and Revit lighting, we need 2 weeks, okay, for the 2 floors. So that's what we did. And then we have lighting and code calculation. Also, the second week, guys, and I want to bring to your attention to, and I always build that. This is actually, can you guys change this one? This is lightning. Can you add an N here? This is lightning. Lightning protection. Can you guys do me a favor? Here's, I'm going to highlight it. I always get it wrong. Lightning. This is lightning protection, as in lightning protection, not lighting. Lightning protection. Doug Franklin, guys, from Lightning, Thompson for lighting, they will come and they do a really great demo about lightning. Everything you need to know about lighting. Lightning. And why do we care about lightning, Jim? Because the building that we have, we're going to design a complete certified lightning system at the top of the building. It's coming later. So he puts a really good presentation about lightning. He comes here though. And then Thursday, Michelle Cooley Erickson again comes. On week 6, my friends, we have a great tour. This is really, don't miss, make sure you don't miss this one. This is Michelle, oops. What do I do with my, there you go. Doesn't want to work now. Okay. From 8, this tour starts, guys, at 8 o'clock. Comments on it. I will email. How many of you guys have art and science classes? Anybody have art and science class 7:30? You have? You guys raise your hand. 1, 2, 3.
What time?
3. 7:30. You? Okay. I will excuse you that day, guys, so you can be there at 8 o'clock. So I'll email your teacher. If you do me a favor, are you guys all taking the same class? Okay, if you can, could you please drop me an email, tell me who the teacher is so I can email them ahead of time, give them heads up. Okay, so we'll excuse you. We'll go to comments. It's a cool tour, guys. The apparel generators for you right in front of your eyes. We tour the plants. And, of course, they put a really good lunch for us. So that's another advantage to go there. And Michelle Cooley Erickson comes on Thursday. And guess what? We're going to be working on that one. We're going to be working on power distribution. When I say power distribution, guys, that's laying out your receptacles and your power ducts coming and feeding all these machines. We have power ducts coming, feed the machines, and mechanical equipment. Okay? So that's going to be the power distribution, guys. The second week is going to be also work on power distribution and lighting. I want to emphasize the word here. That's week 7, guys. This is not lighting, it's lightning. So we're going to continue working on the power distribution because we have 2 stories, guys. And we're going to introduce the lightning. The same week, anybody ever went to EMI, electrical mechanical industry? Heard of them? They are manufacturers of switch gears and panels. They assemble boxes and switch gears right here on Plymouth, probably 10 miles away on 394, right here. So we go visit and tour their plant. So it's really good. It's a good way of sticking your hands inside a 2000 amp switch gear 13.8 and look at how it's put together and so forth. Really good manufacturing plant. We tour it. And then Michelle Cooley again comes on every Thursday, as you can see. Week 8, my friends, it's going to be the panel schedules, lighting schedules, equipment schedules, and details, E12, 13, and 14. And this is when we visit Allianz office. Anybody seen them, guys, in 394? They're just 2-3 miles away from here. We go tour this Allianz office. They're an insurance company with multi-facets. So we go there and we tour their data centers and their electrical infrastructure designed by Michelle Cooley Erickson. So they take us behind closed doors to look at the 3000. We have two 3000 amp switch gears. So you get a chance to walk around switch gears and look at the risers, how they're put together. And Michelle Cooley, a guy here, goes with us. And before we actually tour this place, Guy will walk you guys through how the two 3000 amp switch gear put together on a riser from the top all the way down to the loads. And then we go tour. So that's really a good tour. Week 8, we have week 9, guys. We are going to be working on project power system analysis. That's new. We haven't done that. When week 9 is my assumption that Revit is going to be completely done by week 9. Week 9, again, we still continue to work on it when we wrap things, but hopefully will be done by week 8 before we start. Week 9, guys, power system analysis. We have not done that. I have an SKM software that I walk you ahead of time. I give you an access, guys, and you do short circuit calculation, overcurrent protection coordination calculation, arc flash analysis, really good engineer time. And then, so I walk you through it, and then we go to Michelle Cooley Erickson office, and they put together another presentation about power system analysis. One of their engineers put a really good presentation about power system analysis. So I'll walk you before you guys go there. Todd will do a great job on walking you how to analyze it. Then you have to take the building that we did, the riser, and do an arc flash, short circuit, and overcompetition coordination for the building that we designed. Does that make sense? This is a step we have not done, guys. That's new. We haven't done it before, at least with me. And then the last 2 weeks, guys, week 10 and week 11 is project estimating. Project estimating. Dave Karski, Vice President of Parts and Electric, will come here and talk about estimating. Really great. He does a great job. He brings another estimator with him, and they put together 2-hour show for you here. So it's really great a great presentation about estimating. We're going to be using McCormick the same way, guys. The same way we used it. Assembly with more power stuff. Always the low voltage. We don't take the low voltage. If you want to be my guest, but we subcontract them. But we're going to take all the power stuff. And then the last week 11, guys, project estimating again. We'll continue working on the project estimating 2 weeks. And we have a project management from an engineering point of view. And by the way, Dave Karski will talk project estimating, project management, because they're kind of tied together from an electrical contractor point of view. And then Guy here will talk about project management from an engineering point of view. So if you guys want a contact at Parson Electric, that's a way where you can meet with Dave as well as with Guy when they come over here. Guys going to be here more often. Okay, so that's week 11. Week 12, guys, is basically putting everything together, finalizing it and putting the presentation will be week 12. And graduation to the good life was going to be June 11. We have a really good show for you guys. Please take it serious, especially the guys who are not working. This is your chance of putting a really good project together, good binder to find a job. It really is. A lot of students found great jobs because of this project, guys. I brought with me, guys, a complete project done in Revit last year. This is one project, believe it or not, volume 1, volume 2, an A-type project done by Adam Knebel and Tom Roberts. Tom is working right now. We're going to meet Tom. He works at Michelle Poole Erickson. Adam Knebel works at Parson Electric. Very smart young fellas, and they did a great job. And I'm going to leave these right here so we have a map how to put the project together. We really do. So you don't have to put 2 binders, but you can see they went above and beyond what we asked for. They really did. And honestly, both of them got good jobs at good companies because of that binder that you're looking at. To tell you the truth, they did great presentations too. So I'm going to leave these guys from the get-go. They're available here. One project for you to look at. If you got confused, how am I going to do that one? There's a guide in the front of you. Okay? Any question, guys, about how the project is going to be put together? Any questions about the project? Do we have a map? Everybody knows where we're heading from the get-go. And I hope all the things that you wished that you would do, guys, in Revit, the get-go, all the mistakes that I created for you or you created for yourself or whatever the reason has happened, I hope, guys, we avoided this time. We really did. We know we have mastered the way we do Central File. We really did. After this is our 2nd year. We're very good at doing. We didn't have a lot of crashes in the Central File. So I'm excited about this project. So, any question, guys? By the way, all this information has been given to you, and also online. All the information, guys, on your team folder. Project narrative on your team folder. Okay, I'm gonna. Any question, guys, about the schedule? This is basically the project development schedule. The single most important thing that we're gonna be following from the get-go. Holly, 3 months and then you're out. Okay. I know. Okay, so I'm going to save that one. The second thing, guys, so this is, I walked you through one. I'm going to go to page, so this is page 1. And by the way, do you see, guys, how we circled the numbers? These are multi-documents. I printed them front and back, and I labeled them at the top. There's page 1, with upper right. Page 2. If you do me a favor, go to page 3, circled upper right. Page 3, circled upper right. That's the other document my document I'm going to walk you guys through. Here's the document. This is what your project is going to look like. If you guys, this is how your project is going to look like. We're going to do a project schedule, Brad, like we did Microsoft project. We're going to do load calculation, Excel. We're going to do Revit with 2011. ComCheck, we're going to use it for lighting calculation. Visual for lighting. SKM for power analysis. Generator for comments. See what the software that we listed, guys, are going to be using. Specification. Here's what I'm hoping for the specification, guys, because ours were disgusting they're old. I really hope, and I hope you guys push a little bit to help me to get the spec from Michelle Poole Erickson. So I'm hoping to get this spec for all these stuff from Michelle because he has really good spec, and in the past I wasn't able to get it. So I was hoping that we can get the spec and we put it in our project. So cut sheets. I will tell you what to find cut sheets about. And McCormick, of course, our estimating software. PowerPoint presentation for a presentation, digital copy online for your team folder, and the binder. So this is nothing new, Brad. The only thing I introduced that I did not do last time is power system analysis using SKM. This is the only new thing that we haven't done last quarter. Okay, requirement. The requirement for designing this project is the NEC code book and the narrative that I'm giving you guys, including mine and Mishad Kulerikson. That's the requirement. And of course, you can use me and Mishad as a guide as you go through. Should I use this? Should I not use this? I want you to follow this, guys, but you can convince me to use other things. For example, we're asking guys for high intensity discharge lamps in the manufacturing floor, Brad. You can convince me to use LEDs if you want, if you find a one. I will be easily convinced. Or you can convince me to use, if you guys, Jim, if you guys will use in your project fluorescent light, high bay fluorescent lights, 6 of them, T5, HMO, that's, you can easily convince me to use that. Okay, so, but you have to have something, that reason for diverging from what we're asking for. Okay, so here's a spec for Mishad. Project schedule. I want to highlight a few things for the project schedule, guys. You're going to put, when I ask you to do the schedule, please, all I'm asking guys, all the schedule I showed you, just put these steps inside Microsoft, and also add steps for the construction. And I will be helping you as you do the construction. So they're going to be rough in the first floor, rough in second floor, rough in site. You have 2-story buildings, so pay attention to that one when you do the construction part of it. We're going to do meet with the owner, the same thing. We might need more time to meet with the owner. This project, guys, is twice, I would, electrical wise, is 3 times more bigger electrically. Not electrically, is 3 times more bigger electrically than the project that we finished. Electrically, meaning because we have a lot of electrical equipments. We have manufacturing floor full of machines that need to be powered. Okay. One thing I want you guys to pay attention, Holly, when you do the estimation, here's the crew that I want you guys to use. 3 electricians, 33 per hour, and 6 apprentices, they're paid $20 an hour when you do the estimation. So please pay attention to these from the get-go. Moving into the sheets. Here's the sheets that, guys, I suggest that you title. Now you can diverge from this if it makes sense. You know, this is just a guide. So we're going to have 14 sheets. I know for here, I'm asking you for another E3.1 and E3.2 from the get-go. Either you do them right now or you split them later. We have the title sheet, the symbols, that's, we did that, 1-line diagram and low voltage. I split these, 3.1, 3.2, site plan lighting and power, first floor lighting, second floor lighting, first floor power, second floor power, first floor low voltage, second floor low voltage, lightning, that's a new thing we haven't done before, we'll do lightning. And then panel schedule, equipment schedule, lighting schedule, and the details. So really expanded in what we have done. Any question, guys, about the sheets? So when you set up your sheets, Camille, my friend, you're going to be looking at these and naming your sheets, something similar to this. Okay. And on the title page, guys, the first page, I want to see, like we did in the commercial project, I want to see this schedule. In similar to this, like list of drawings and all these like this, but similar to this. I don't want to force you to use the same language, but if you come up with a better way of describing it, like just say first floor plan low voltage systems, and don't put all this junk. That's okay with me. I put the junk here for you guys just to, you know, to let you know what is a low voltage system. Okay, moving on, guys. Revit, Revit. Speaking, we used to do this in CAD. Revit. I did set the central file for every team. Every team has a central file, number 1. Number 2, guys, every team has all the families that you need. We have a lot of families, guys. We have a family for switch gear. We have families for bus ducts. That's what we developed last year. Really, we did a great job last year developing the things that we never used. So we have a lot of stuff. So we have extra families. Now, feel free to grab other families if you want to. But please, before I'll walk you when we get into the project where I put the families, guys. But we have almost all the families that you need, and we have the set up the final the central file. Do me one favor: when you open the central file, please always go open the central file. The mistake that we had last time, guys, we were opening the local file. Please always get yourself in the habit of go open Revit, go to central file and open it from there. Then you don't get into, am I in the central file or am I not? Just get yourself into that habit, and saves you messing around with the central file. So everything's set up for you. All the families are there. You know, hit the ground running. So that's for the Revit. Families, as I said, the families are given, guys. We have a lot of families. Minnesota Energy Code, we're going to use it through ComCheck. Service calculation, like we have done service calculation, guys. I want you to pay attention to a few things. Do me a favor. I know some of you did not do that and they lost some points on the load calculation. We're going to do load calculation for every single panel in the building. And how many panels we're going to have in the building, you're going to see later on. You'll see every single panel, guys, you're going to have a load calculation for it. From the switch gear, the 4,000 amps. And by the way, from the get-go, your building is a 4,000 amp switch gear. So your calculation for the service, it's going to be close to 3,500 amps, and we make it a 4,000 amp. Just get that set. And you're going to do the calculation to prove it, basically. Maybe you end up with 33, 34, 35, and it's going to be a 4,000 amp switch gear. So that's a switch gear. Then we're going to do lighting panel, receptacle panel, panels, mechanical panel, UPS panel, and a bunch of others. Where are they? They're coming. So I'll show you how many panels you need to do, guys. Cut sheets, guys. We're going to do cut sheets, and I will tell you, Brad, like I've done in the commercial project, exactly what I want the cut sheets. I don't want receptacles and mostly, guys, always cut sheets, all the lights and all the switch gear. Really, if you want to predict, like we did for commercial, all lights and all switch gears. Okay, cost estimation. For the cost estimation, we're still thinking the market is hot, so we're actually charging 10% profit and 10% overhead. So that's what when you do the McCormick, guys, please be aware that that we're using 10-10. You can diverge from this if you talk to me, say, Chad, I decided based on this and that, I'm going to use 5. It wouldn't hurt my feelings, just a number. But with this, we're sitting right now with 10-10. Project presentation. As the request from my friend DJ, do you guys want to see what you're going to be presenting like halfway through? I can do that. I can tell you exactly what you're going to be presenting halfway through instead of the last 2 weeks. Would that help a little bit? Okay, so I promise you before week 6, I'll give you 6 weeks. So before week 6, I will make sure that you will present, you know what you're going to be presenting. One thing you can guess, you're not going to be presenting on things that you present before in residential or commercial. So I like to swap them, get you on a different topic. Project submission. When you submit your project, especially the guys who are not working, guys, and the guys who are working. This is really, guys, this is your history at Dunwoody. It really is. It's nice to keep this one for your own history. I mean, I have my project, Brad, when I was in college. I have my 4 projects that I've done right in my basement. I did them in Jerusalem. I have them in Bloomington. This is part of my my life that was burned at one time. So, and that's not important. Well, important part of your life, but the most important, DJ, is finding a job. So these binders work in finding jobs. I'm telling you, for the last 9 years, guys, they work for the people who are not working. Please spend, Brad, how much did you pay? $10 on something like this when you guys did that? Yeah. Yeah, it's not expensive, guys, to put it in a format like that. It's really not expensive, especially the ones who are looking for a job. $10, and if you can't afford it, talk to me. I'll pay that $10 even. It makes, but the ones who are not working, especially the one who is not working. So it makes it really good. Looks good with, when you find you a job. That's the ultimate goal. Okay, table of contents. This is, guys, how the project is going to be put together. These are suggested table of contents. You can follow them. If you want to diverge, please do so. Camille, if you see added certain things differently, but I want to see something similar to this. So, and most of you, thank you on your table of contents, guys. You did a great job by following the table of contents. You can't put a book without table of contents. It's not a book, so, or a project. So it's already given here from the get-go, guys, for you. And of course, a couple of things. As we said, this is going to be 100% of your project grade, and that's it, basically. And I really don't look at it as a grade. I hope you guys don't look at it as a grade. Look at it, this is going to help me find a job. That's all. Or if I have a job, this is going to make me do my job. Brad, you're working, and a lot of you guys are working right now. You're going to waste 5 hours or 4 hours with Chad every day. Do a good job. Those guys, you're going to meet Tom and Adam. They did an awesome job. They really did an awesome job. And they gave me a copy, and each one of them has their own copies for the project they've done. They've done an awesome job, and they're proud of it. I'm proud of what they did. They made themselves look really good, and they got a good job. ultimately. That's a goal. Okay, any question guys about the project? So that's basically what I call it, design build. That's my requirement for the project, how it's going to be put together. Any question guys about this? Shall I give you 5 minutes break and then we'll go through the other stuff. Thank you. So page 16 circled. I'm gonna. Okay, so this is more details. What I want you guys to do for this project. So when you do load calculation, we're gonna do main switchgear load calculation, receptacle panel, lighting panel, MCC, motor control center. That's a mechanical panel. We're gonna have calculation for the 480 busway. We have two busways, guys, going. One 480, one 208. We need to do calculation. How do you size a busway? That's what we're going to do calculation for it right there. But we also, you're going to wait, guys, until I do the calculation. Then you learn how to do the calculation for busways. 208, 120. We're going to size the PDUs and the UPS, guys. Calculation for sizing PDUs and PDUs, power distribution unit. Another panel that goes with the UPS and the emergency panel. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 calculation under load. So the first, if I am to suggest Mr. View, all what you have to do is just do one calculation, copy it, what do you say, 5, 6 times, and modify it. Energy code, guys, interior, and could you please add next to the interior and exterior, interior and exterior. Can you please add that one? Because I must have missed that one. When they introduced the exterior new brand. They never used to do the exterior in the software. Now we can do exterior and interior. So could you please do exterior and interior load calculation? So that's basically my power tools for window. This is brand new. Power tools for window, guys. And just FYI now, we're going to do one line diagram, short circuit, input report, load flow, coordination, MCC, chiller, MCC, report, and chiller. It might not mean anything to you guys, but please keep this as a checklist until we reach week 9, and it makes a lot of sense when you start printing these reports from the software. Generator sizing, PT power tools for window. Power tools for window. That's the power system analysis. If you guys want to write next to it, power system analysis, to remind you that this is a power system analysis software. Okay, don't worry about what it means. It's coming. Generator sizing, Spencer, exactly, my friend, like you did for the generators before. We're going to need 2 reports, one for load, one for size. Estimating, Mr. View, exactly like you guys did. We have a bid summary, takeoff, and proposal. 3 things I want you guys to print from it right there. Cut sheets, some of you, and I'm giving you this heads up, day 1 with the package, so you can start working on it day 1 if you want to. Here's all the cut sheets I want you guys to do. You can add to it, but I want it. So we have all the nice generator, MCC, switchgear panels, transformer, UPS, power distribution unit, busways, and fire alarm panel. Done. Any question guys about? So this will help you put your projects together. I thought, by the way, this is online. All this stuff is online, and I made you a copy, guys, of it. So hopefully, if you lost any of them, any of the stuff that you have in your hand is also online. Okay, any question guys about this? Supplemental information. Camille, my friend. Camille. Chanel. Chanel is good. Okay. Let me save that one. Okay, so I thought just to walk you through this one. If you guys don't mind, thank you. I want to walk you through another document, guys. And by the way, I want you to look at this right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Under all this information are under the instructor folder. If you want to go copy them to yours, Brad and Camille, my friend, they're all under ECDM 2-11, instructor, spring quarter, ECDM 231, work, scope, and schedules. And you find all these files that I'm going through. They're not in your team folder, so you have to go from the instructor folder, copy them if you want to your team folder. You don't need to. You already have them. But if you need them, they're in the instructor folder. Okay, so I want to open another one, guys. I already opened it, which is this one here, the scope. I'm not going to talk too much about the scope because I leave it for Michelle Cooley Erickson. This is how we're going to design this project based on this scope. I just want to mention two things, guys, for you. Number one is this is these two numbers. Can you guys see that? I have almost 16,000 square foot first floor and 8,000 square foot second floor. Okay, so just keep this in mind. That's the first and second floor that we're going to be designing it. Complete power with emergency system. And I will let Michelle guys talk about this one. I don't want to go in details. So the assumption, the owner will give you a few data about the assumption here. Codes. Here's all the codes that we need to adhere to, including the NEC code book and Minnesota Energy Code and Life Safety Code and so forth. That's typical. Brooks, my friend, that's typical scope for Michelle Cooley Erickson. That's how they do their projects. So that's a nice thing, is to get used to these. The typical scope of their, if you work in an engineering firm, that's typically what they do. They put all these codes that you have to adhere to, from American with Disability Code to the NEC code and so forth. Okay, design criteria for power. I'm not going to talk in details about this, but that's how the system is going to be put together, guys. We have a 48277 three-phase four-wire system. Tomorrow, Michelle is going to talk more about this one. We have a bunch of generators. Look at that. We have generators, general panel lighting. We have transformers. We have chillers. We have mechanical distribution panel, and so forth. Design criteria for emergency system. We need, if you guys read through this one, we need an emergency generator that can pick up the building, the emergency load, as well as every single load in the building. So we're going to size a generator for the whole building. And that's also, Michelle will talk about this one. Here's the criteria for the power. Can you guys, are you with me? 1.6. Which page would that be on your circled one? 1.6. Page 8. Thank you. Page 8. This is how we're going to put the receptacles in the building, guys. You need kind of an understanding. So here's your power criteria. Design criteria for power distribution system, the duplex and so forth, UPS. They will talk about this one tomorrow again. If they didn't cover it in details, I will go over it. But they will usually they cover it, so I'm not going to. So the bus ducts, guys, what they're going to be doing and all this good stuff. HVAC equipment. All the way to 1.8, design criteria for owner equipment. We need to power all the owner equipment. And I will bring to your attention, guys, this last one. Can you guys see that last sentence here? See attached owner equipment list. I'm going to show you the owner equipment list that need to power, as well as the mechanical list in a second. Okay, design criteria for mechanical equipment. Here's all the mechanical equipment. We need to power them. Refer to the attached. Again, Brad, do you see that? Refer to the attached equipment list. We have an attached equipment list that has all the stuff in it. We're going to power them. Okay, lighting. Here's what we need to. They want us to do lighting. They have to tell us, guys, what's the criteria for lighting. So the dock is going to have 30-foot candle. Restrooms, 20-foot candle. They also tell you what type of fluorescent they have. And you know what I did for you? I went also and got you the page in Lithonia book that these are located. So I will give it to you as you get closer. The page in Lithonia book. So where would you find industrial fluorescent? You can go to Lithonia book and find it. I gave you guys, to make it easier, I will give you the page as we get closer. So make it easier for you. We're going to make it easy. Switch, how to switch them. One thing I want you to remember, Camille, in this building, there is no, listen to me carefully, there is no low voltage lighting control panel. Did you guys hear me? You can if you want to. There is no low voltage lighting control panel. Everything is going to be switched from what? From high voltage switches. And if you need an occupancy sensor, if they want an occupancy sensor in an area, what you're going to do? You're going to have a power pack. No low voltage lighting control panel. Did you guys hear me? It's not. If you read through, it's not. But I don't want you to get confused here. Okay, lighting protection and the lightning. Can you guys see the word here? This is lightning protection. Master label for lightning protection. We'll talk about it in details as it goes. Paging. Here's what the criteria for paging: clock system, fire alarm system, and technology circuits. The technology, the phone and data. So that's basically the criteria. I went fast through it because I like to let Michelle Cooley guys go over it. So, and if anything is not clear, I will go over it again. So that's basically the sheet. Okay, any question, guys, about this? We'll leave it until Mishad. I'm going to go to the last page 13, guys. Probably some of you say, where's page 13, Chad? Mishad Cooley's spec never had a security system. I thought it's really a nice idea to add a security system to get you into so I grabbed the security system that we did in a commercial project and I added it to the criteria. With a little bit of also explanation of fire alarm system. So this is the most important thing here is really a security system. Here's the criteria for the security system that we need. So just the security system criteria and a fire alarm system tied also tamper switches. These are taken, Brooks, my friend, they're taken from the project that we did. Exactly the same. So I added it to supplement the criteria. So just add it. So that's in one page. Okay, the last thing, guys, I'm going to show you is the schedule. Remember the mechanical equipment schedule. I want you guys to look at this. Here's my mechanical equipment schedule. Mechanical. I want you guys to look. Oops, where do you hear, Chad? Look. This is air handling unit, right 1, right 2, right 3, left or R1. No, return supply. I'm sorry. Return 1, return 2, return 3, supply 1, supply 2, supply 3. The air handling unit, guys, have a big fan that return the air, sucks the air in, another one that shoots the air out. So for as far as you're concerned, their load that need to be fit. You don't worry about what they do. But it's really nice. I bring Chuck talks about the HVAC equipment. He's an instructor here who worked a lot in the HVAC equipment. It's really cool presentation. Anyway, here's all the horsepower, the voltage. Here's who's going to be providing it. What division 15 means. Control. That's a mechanical, guys. Here's what the control for each one of them from the chiller. This is a big building, guys. So we're going to have a big 3 air handling units. And we're going to have also a chiller that chills the water with them. Chiller, look at the chiller. Chiller 525. This is not a mistake. This is 525 kVA. Huge chiller. It's not a mistake. So, it's a huge chiller. And and we're going to have all the equipment for exhaust and heating and cooling system. This is how are you going to heat, cool, and circulate the air in the building. Crack units. They call these the crack units, guys. These ones. These are the crack units right in here. These ones are actually for heating and cooling, specifically for the data center. We have a data center, so we're going to heat and cool, and not heat, cool the data center. Cooling tower. A cooling tower is associated with the chiller, guys. When the building becomes too big, they take the evaporator and the condenser and they split them, and it becomes, I think the evaporator, the condenser becomes a cooling tower way at the top, a huge thing. We're going to go and visit one cooling tower when we go to Alliance. It's really cool. You see the chiller down in the basement and the cooling tower at the top with the roof, and they're piped together to get you a cool air. So what do we need to do with these? We need to size the disconnects for them, the overconnection device, and the cables, and put them in a panel. Okay? All of them, guys, Revit-wise, Brad, they exist. They all exist as a family there. So we're going to go grab them and throw them and wire them, basically, from a Revit point of view. If you guys look at the second tab, I want to bring to your attention, if you're not good with Excel, there are 2 tabs here. Can you see the first tab is mechanical equipment, the second tab is owner equipment. Owner equipment, these are these guys are we have a manufacturing floor. So I have 16 types of loads, types of loads. I have the lube mill. I have 12 lube mills in the manufacturing floor. Each one of them is running 28123 phase, and each one of them is carrying 13 amp. Does that make sense, guys? So, Camille, when you go to the manufacturing floor and you look at all these squares and rectangles that says 1, 1, 1 in the manufacturing floor, what does that mean? This is machine number 1, and you'll see how many of them? 12 of them, all over the plant. So when you see the number in the floor 1, you're going to refer to it's a tube mill, and there's a 12 of them. So you're going to see 12 squares and rectangles in the plant because there are 12 of them. And here's the amp, and here's the phase. Identical to all of them, guys. All the way to the 18, you'll see 16, If you see the number 16 is a chemical, a cleaner, and I have only one of them, and it's running a 208 3-phase 120. What does 208 120 3-phase mean, guys? What's the difference between 208 120 and 208 no 120? 4 conductors versus 3 conductors. If they say 208 120, they need a neutral. 4 conductors going to it. If they say 208 3-phase by itself, no 120, they're pulling a 3 conductors for it, 3-phase only. I want you guys, so what do we need for these? We need to size the SO cable that will be coming from the bus ducts and feeding them, and the disconnect and overcome protection device that protects them and disconnect them for every single one of these machines. Control, they're all control, guys. They stand alone. All what you have to do, bus ducts from there, a disconnect with a fuse, and a SO cable tied directly to the machine. Done. Any question, guys, about the owner equipment list versus, everybody knows the difference? Mechanical equipment, heating, cooling, ventilation. Owner equipment, this is what the manufacturing floor is supposed to do. They're doing things. They're building. This happened to be, guys, a medical plant. They do medical equipment. All these equipments, cutters and all this stuff, and baking ovens, and these are part of making. When we go to the Boston Scientific, they make equipment that goes through the heart, open heart surgeries, and all this good stuff. Okay, any question, guys? You have them. You have these 2 sheets, guys. This is page 14 and 15 in your package. It's a standalone file, but page 15 and 14 and 15 in your package. Okay, any question, guys, about this package? You have a hard copy of it. You have it online. All of these are online, so hopefully I walked you through it. Hopefully that will be good enough. Mr. Irbab, if you lost them, see where you find them. You lost that package, don't ask me. They're all right here under instructor folder, spring, ECDM 231, work scope, and schedules. All of them are right there. Different files though. But I thought I put them in a package for you. It's easier, I think. Any question, guys? Any question about this package? Okay. The second package that I have for you guys is the syllabi. I don't know if I put the syllabi. I did not put the syllabi online. I promise I will. Here's my interface for you guys. Will continue to be my interface with you right here. These are the teams, all the teams. Everything that I put online is going to be under instructor. And since we're in the spring, Mr. Irbab, where do you think Chad is going to put the stuff? It's going to be under spring quarter. I added a few Revit stuff. I'll show you as we get closer to Revit here. Okay, I don't have these on the network, but I will open them from my folder. Okay, let's go here. Electrical, academic, ECDM, 6 quarter. Let's go to syllabi right here. Well, as long as we were talking project, let me just talk about the project, and because, oops, what is this? Why is it coming here? As a matter of fact, we can come directly from here. Go here, go here, go here. Let's talk about the syllabi. The first syllabi, which is 231. Okay, here we go. Winter 2011. Okay. So this one, guys, is the syllabi for the project. So the first sheet, as you can see, is my information. I hope you know it by now. When are we going to start? And so forth. Description. You guys are very familiar with this. We're going to design a complete project, or industrial project with power, lighting, low voltage, estimating, all the analysis together electronically and put it in a binder. That's basically what the project is. If you read through the description, complete with a complete documentation of the project. Prerequisite, not a big deal. Textbooks. I have the textbooks, the electrical wiring residential guys for it. The price might be slightly different than what you bought it for. Understanding NEC code book. You guys bought these. All these you bought them before. The electrical estimating. These are our references for this class. The estimating, the understanding, Mike Holtz, and the electrical wiring industrial plus the NEC code book. Learning supplies. You're going to have a lot of softwares, guys. I'll give you all these softwares from McCormick into estimating and so forth. Power tools for window. Core abilities. I'm not going to go over these, guys, but this is what I hope you hold me accountable when we're done and say, Chad, you lied to us. We didn't learn this. That's what the competence, we call them competencies. As far as you're concerned, you are learning them without knowing the names. So you should be able to design lighting, power, and HVAC equipment circuit for industrial buildings, right? That's what we learned. And you can gear through it, design security system for industrial building, design fire alarm system for industrial building. What I suggest you guys, these are words and statements and competences are good to put in your resume. It really is. If you want to put bullets, what did you learn at Dunwoody? These are really nice to pick up. You have them. You will have them electronically. These are really nice to copy some or all, and put them as bullets. That what we learned at Dunwoody. And layout, security system. And I'm not going to go through all of them, guys. There's a few. Design power, lighting, and low voltage system in hazardous location. We have a hazardous location area that we're going to be doing. Document engineering, construction, artifacts in capstone industrial project. Isn't that what we did? You guys did the capstone for us. So please look at them, read them one time in your life. They're very similar, expanded though, of what we did last quarter because we added more. But really the same thing that we did last. Defend project design aspects to clients for industrial buildings. Develop presentation to clients. You guys did that. Formulate electrical design drawings and specification for industrial project. So all these 36 competencies, I believe, and I hope you don't want me to read all of them, guys, that you will learn in this project. Any question, guys, about the competencies? Layout phone data system for industrial. Layout master clock system. Reference, X-referencing. This is carried over from CAD. Now linking. Should change that one. We haven't changed these competencies has to need to be approved when we change them. Anyway. So we do the ranking and all this good stuff. So if one of you guys want to know what are the outcomes of learning in the project, here's the outcomes in plain English. Here's how the project is going to be graded, my friends. Assignments on time 5, cut sheets 5, design Revit 30% of your grades are going to be design, estimating 10, generator sizing 5, lighting calculation 5, load calculation 10. Minnesota Energy Code 5, power analysis, presentation, binder, project and specification 5 each. So any question? That's very similar to what I've done, except I expanded it, and because we have power analysis, we have more things to do in this project than in the other projects.
So you said we're going to try to get the specifications from them guys.
But I hope we give you a better spec than I gave you the last time. But I can't.
10% if you press them.
Huh?
You get 10% if you press them.
10%. I'm not going to commit myself to that one. So some of them are easy, guys, to get, but it's a complete. It's not all about Revit or about this or that, guys. It's a whole complete package that you're doing. So please pay attention. As you can see, all the design stuff that you do for me in Revit is only 30% of your grades, with all the importance of it, but it's only 30% of your grades. So there's a lot of calculation, a lot of estimation, analysis, lighting calculation. That's the whole package of learning, I hope. You know, that's the difference between you guys and architects. Architects can do a lot of Revit-wise much better than we do, but we know when we throw a switchgear, 4,000 amp switchgear, I hope Brad and DJ, you guys know what this 4,000 amp switchgear is and how it acts and function and so forth, how to size it, lighting calculation and so forth. Okay, so that's nothing new, guys. I've never deducted 30% deduction, but there's just a law. Grading, 95 is an A, so you have to work hard with Chad. A respectful environment, students' behavior. So please, you guys have been good. We had our times last quarter. Hopefully we'll have a good time. The spring is, everybody's in a good mood. Ben, my friend, huh? We have a spring, and hopefully we'll all continue to be respectful to your friend Chad and to each other. Add, drop, and withdraw. I don't think any one of you guys would like to withdraw at this time, the last quarter. Mr. Rebab is very tempting. My Dunwoody, everything that you see right here, Jim, my friend, is on my Dunwoody. I already set your classes. If you guys go there, you'll see all the classes set up in my Dunwoody. Disability, are you disabled, Muhammad? Not up to my, no, I can see, man. So we don't have anybody with disability that I can tell. DJ, are you? You're probably 50% non-disabled. Progress academic report will meet technology statements. As you guys know, cell phone and all. I haven't been strict on that one, guys. If you get a phone from your girlfriend, wife, whatever, take it. You know, we're okay with that. Attendance. I want you guys to be here 95% of the time, please, especially for the field trips. If you're not here 95% of the time, I will give an incomplete, guys. I don't fail people. I give an incomplete. But I don't want to have. I want you guys. You paid a lot of money. You spend a lot of time. We're all adults. We have a life. We have children. We have other things, Mr. Bab. I want you out of here on time and finding a job. That's my goal. That's how I spend my summer good. When you get out of my face, Mr. Bab, and find a job. That nothing makes me happier. Okay. Appropriate behavior. Okay. Here's the most important thing, guys. The schedule. The same thing, the same schedule, and I'm sorry I repeat myself. All the schedule that you guys are looking at right here, the schedule, I put it also in the syllabi, identical. So the same schedule is in the syllabi, and that's basically it. And by the way, you have all these, right? Everybody have them. So that's 5 pages. So the first 5 pages, can you guys see in the upper, in the lower right corner? All the way to page 6, as a matter of fact. I don't know if you guys see them. There you go. So that's the schedule. I'm not going to walk you through the schedule because guess what? I give you that schedule, blow it up a little bit so you can, because that's important. Okay, question about the syllabi? Any question? I will put them online today for you guys. They're not online, unfortunately, because I think... Okay, so this is the... oops. He took me on that. All right, the second syllabi, guys, which is after the first 6 pages. I did not circle these for you guys because you don't refer too much to them as much as the project. So if you go to page 1, which it says Spring ECDM 232, that's our theory. The idea of this class is, guys, to give you the code and the theory behind designing an industrial building. That's what I'm hoping. Code requirements and the theory, what's a switch gear, what's a switchboard, and how to calculate it. So various principal practices code utilized in industrial electrical constructions. The course involved lighting systems, power transformation, distribution system. This book concentrates, guys, on the power, a lot of power stuff. What is a bus duct? What's the difference between a trolley bus and a feeder bus and a plug-in bus? These are different systems that we do. This is, you can like it or not. I've been using it for a while, guys. There's so many other books. That's basically the most down-to-earth thing of learning commercial while you're doing a project with the code. So I promise you we're going to do jumping a lot of very simple book with the code. It makes it worth something. So you guys got the supply, the electrical industrial wiring right here. NEC code book. Here's what you're going to learn, guys, in this book. Explain service entrance conductors, feeders, branch circuits for industrial building. What's a feeder? What's a branch circuit? If you graduate from here and you don't know these, you ask Chad for a refund. Explain conductors, cables, conduits, boxes, bus ducts, duct banks for industrial buildings, lighting system for industrial buildings, security system for industrial buildings. How do we put it together? How does it work? That's why we bring all these speakers, guys, involved in these particular areas, so they give you more. I'm a consulting engineer. I'm a jack of all trades. Consulting engineers and you guys are going to be jack of all trades when you graduate from here. So we focus your brains by all these supposedly experts that come to us, and they are. Phone data system for industrial. So these are, guys, the how things work and how it's related to the code. All these competencies. Harmonics for industrial buildings, hazardous location in industrial buildings, requirement by the code. So that's what this book is supposed to do. Here's how I'm going to grade you guys, because you always worry about getting A's, B's, and D's with Chad. Typical of all my classes, guys, have seen this from one quarter to another. I run in the same. I have 4 tests, classroom engagement, homework, and final. That's what's going to be exactly the same, like we did in the residential and the commercial. The same thing as the grading scale. Respectful environment, drop. None of you guys want to drop. Everything here is good. The only thing I define, guys, like I've done in the past, classroom engagement. I give you classroom engagement because I give classroom engagement because I give guys a certain amount of why did they stuck here? Okay. So here's I define 10 things for classroom engagement. Cooperate with and helping other students. Participate in a classroom discussion with visitor, students, and instructor. Research new classroom related topics and share it. Share employment leads. Provide constructive criticism. Attending NCEL evening classes. I like to encourage people to go connect with the industry, especially people who are not working. Attendance, unexpected absence, tardies, or leave early. These count towards your 10. Computer is shut down during lecture. I used to enforce this one more over the years, but I discovered I've been criticized of being anti-technology by my colleagues. So I just put it there just to harass you guys a little bit. Positive attitude in a classroom is a big deal, guys. For me, attitude is a big deal wherever you go. Neat, clean, and organized desk and basket, Mr. Abab. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I don't want to see your sajjadi everywhere and all this good stuff. And so these are things, guys, I hope I use, and it's a judgment, really my judgment. And I hope if I give you something and you deserve more, you forgive me. It's a judgment value. Okay, the most important thing is right here, guys, the schedule. So Brooks, my friend, here's how the class is going to be laid out from the get-go. We're going to average 2 chapters a week, which is not a whole lot. It's not as hard as the last week because we have two chapters a week. It tells you where the homework is going to be located. Look at that. Test number 1 is going to be week 3. So hopefully, like I did, guys, Jim, my friend, like I did last quarter, I stuck with this schedule to the most part. I might have to move slightly. I go week by week, so it has a weekly plan all the way, guys, until the graduation. I hope you guys appreciate that. You guys, that's what I would like if I'm taking a class. That's what a class should be. You have a schedule. I took my my master at the U of M. They give a schedule from the get-go. You know exactly where you're heading. All the way to the final, and here's what the final is going to be all about. Any question, guys, about this? Ben, my friend, is that concentrate your mind and all the stuff? So that's basically the theory. I'm going to go to the last syllabi. Oh, come on. Oh, I can go right here. The last syllabi, my friend, which is the calc. And really the calc, I want to show you the schedule, the most important thing in the schedule. Here's my calc syllabi. Now, some of you would say, Chad, why should we pay this amount of money for the calc? Here's why at least we justify it. I'm not saying I'm going to convince you. The calc, guys, I'm going to be walking you how to do electrical and code calculation for every single thing electrical in the project. From the UPS into the power distribution system, into the lighting calculation, into branch circuit sizing, into bus duct sizing, into service sizing, feeder sizing, generator sizing, anything calculation is going to be in this book. Grounding and bonding. I did not touch a lot on grounding and bonding in the past, guys, and I promise you, you're going to, hopefully when you graduate from here, I have really good presentation about grounding. You will learn what grounding, but it will emphasize what's a grounding electrode conductor is, what's equipment grounding conductor is. We all know that. What's bonding, system bonding jumper, equipment bonding jumper on the load side and the line side of a disconnect means. We're going to learn also the main bonding jumper, electrode grounding systems, and how to ground the whole system. You're going to have close to, when you put all together, close to 12, maybe 14 major electric equipments. How are you going to bond them and ground them together? So hopefully that's, and I have a really good, I hope you guys will enjoy it, colored representation of the grounding and bonding with the code reference, because Chad can say anything he wants. You have to substantiate your opinion with the code, right? Okay, so that's basically what the calculation is going to be about, guys. I do have the electrical estimating book here, but I really use mainly the NDC code book for this one. The power analysis. By the way, power analysis and estimating is also part of the calculation that we do. I don't grade you on it, but it really is part of the calculation. Here's what you're going to learn with Chad. Calculate size, service, entrance, conductor, feeder, and branch circuits. Calculate size, service, entrance equipment, panels, switch gears, transformers, generators, lighting control panel. We don't have it. ATS, UPS, PDU, and industrial building. All these guys will learn how to size it. Sizing the security system, paging, all this sizing. You can see the word here is calculate and size. Overcome detection device, lighting system, and so forth. Brooks, my friend, the same way, the same grading system, exactly like the theory and the calc. 4 classes, engagement, homework, and final. Oh, by the way, homework for this, here's what I did homework in the past for this, guys. I have 2 examples about sizing MCC, motor control centers, and when I'm done with them, I use one example, I throw a couple of numbers. So if the example was about how to size a 480, say 4000 amp MCC, I will change it to 208, 2000, and I give it to you guys as an example. That's how I've done the examples in the past, the homework. So right when I go to the example at the end, I will change one of the things I've done and make it an example for you. Most of the students used to do it right on the spot. Follow me and give me the homework right before I finish even, because the steps are already there. All what you have to do is just do them. Okay, A is 95, as you guys know, the same, everything is the same here. Here's what I want to emphasize, the schedule though. This is what you guys are going to hold me accountable. How are you going to run this? I don't have a book, Chad. How am I going to be running this? So, Spencer, my friend, this week, you're going to hear Chad about, when we talk about sizing for motors, because we have chillers and air handling unit. You need to know how to do that. We're going to do sizing for motors. I'm going to take a generator, size the disconnect and the cables for it, and also size for busways. Take 1 or 2 examples based on the code, how to size a busway, a generator disconnects for it. We'll give you a generator size because we have a software for it. How do you size the disconnect, the overcome detection device, the grounding, and the cables for a generator, and as well as for motors. Motors will be, some of it will be repeated because we've done that before, guys. And then you keep going. I have panels, transformers. You're going to see, guys, motors and things repeat itself because when you put system, things, the way you put them is going to be different how you do the calculation for them. So please don't be upset if you see, Chad, we talked about 430 motors here, and you have also 430 motors here. I'm going to put motors in look at it from a different point of view, guys, and you're going to see when we get closer. So that's basically how I'm going to be doing all these. I want to bring to your attention to the test. Like for example, look right here, week 3. We're going to have test number 1. This will be testing you in the motors, the panels, the generators, the transformers, the busways, and the capacitors. So there will be one question about one of these in the test. Okay, PDUs, and you keep going all the way until the final, guys. Long story short, really this class, I hope, will help you size every single major electrical equipment in the building. Major. From branch circuits to feeders to services, from switch gear to all the panels, to all the receptacles, to the transformer that tie to the panels, to the PDUs that tie to the UPS, to the UPS that ties to the switch gear, all these, to the generator sizing, the disconnect, and separated drive system, non-separated drive system, all this good stuff put together. Any question, guys, about this? Any question, my friends? So that's basically what I have for you. So you guys have these 2 packages, and I promise you I will put the syllabi on the network too. They're not as crucial as having the project details. So if I were you, starting today, guys, after lunch, if I were you, I will grab my central file and start setting up Revit completely. I want to remind you guys, when it comes to Revit, I already did that one here for you. Here's the project that you're looking at, guys. It's already set up. When you open it, you're going to go to power. Here's your power, the first floor power. And again, you're going to adjust them and crop them and do all this good stuff for them. So, but the most important thing I'm hoping is you go into the sheets and you create your sheets, new sheets, and you load. Here's the sheet that I have. if you want to load sheets, guys, they put them on the type block under the Imperial Library. Where's type block? Type blocks here. If I were you, suppose this one was the one that 22 by 34. Suppose that's what the one that Brooks that I need. You know what I would do? I go right click on it right here, copy it, right click again, paste it. I will. Okay, continue. Did it paste it? Yes. Never done it in this format. You created a copy of the same thing that you guys done. Now all what you have to do is just change the name into industrial, and you got yourself a title block. Continue. Okay, I got yourself a type block identical to your commercial project type block. That's a nice thing. But when you edit it, it's not going to be editing the commercial project stuff. So that's what I would do, and then just name the commercial project title block, copy it, rename it industrial, and you don't have to do it. I did it while I was trying to load the type block. The best way to do it is just go into the Imperial Library, directly into, when you go load, this is here, right here, if you guys go, it's under Contents, Revit, if you want to find it, Programs, Autodesk, Revit, Content, Imperial Library. That's where all this stuff is. Go copy it, rename it, and then load it, and that will be, from the get-go, guys, edit the title block really good. If you do it one time, then you don't have to worry about it. And you copy it, how many times? We said 14 times, or maybe when you put the E 3.1 and E 3.2, it's going to be 15 times. And then you load it. So hopefully, this is basically what we're going to be doing, guys. We have the power, it's already set up for you. We have the lighting, the ceiling, first floor and second floor. And we'll see how the lighting, we're not going to be working on it, but probably the power at the beginning. And we're going to crop. I want to remind you guys, you're going to be cropping these and adjusting it, because depending on if you want to make this one, I did not do that one. I assume a lot of us know how to do it, but I will be walking you also how to crop them, because this is going to be your power first floor, power second floor, drop them in your sheets. Any question, guys, about this? You have it set up. So that's basically for this week. So if one of you guys can work on this one. The second one is a project schedule. And the third one is a load calculation. I owe you an addition to the load calculation. I'm going to print it today, guys. Addition to the load calculation that you guys did in the commercial, which is basically the owner equipment list, nothing other than that. How to add them, and we add them at 100%. So that's basically what you're going to be doing. And with your friend Chad, I want to remind you, my friends, that just a quick reminder, if you go, this is online, if you go to the instructor, I have all the Revit families 2010, 2011, Revit families industrial. This is new, Revit families industrial, guys. Please dig in here, and we have specific things related to the industrial project, especially mechanical equipment. We have air handling unit, chillers, recirculating pumps. So please check as you start loading Revit, check into this folder. If you find an air handling unit somewhere else and you want to use it, be my guest. But check here too. Lighting devices, fire alarm, data. So these are stuff that lightning rod. We created a lightning rod because you guys are going to be doing lightning on the roof. So before you start looking for a lightning rod, so please look at these. Security devices, and we know we have security devices in the software, so please check here if you couldn't find it. Where else? Yeah, cable tray is very interesting, guys. We didn't do a cable tray in the last project. There's a few cable trays, and one thing I want to emphasize, really interesting last year, where am I here? Mechanical, lighting devices, power, electrical equipment, guys. Push button panel, motor annunciator, fixture. We had right here. With this one, bus duct. Bus duct was a major thing, guys, that we have. PDUs also. All the PDUs are here. As a families, feel free to use them. Panels, we have a lot of panels. Switch gear. We're going to have a big fat switch gear. a 4,000 amp switch here, you might not find it. Please grab these and put them in your Revit families. So dig, please, 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 before you start throwing your Revit families, dig in here and see it. You're going to find a lot of stuff that you need right into this, and I call it industrial projects just to distinguish it from others. And then you still can go did what we did last quarter, guys. All the stuff, the low voltage, the emergency. So we have a lot of places where we can find information about our project. Okay, so that's in the industrial. This is in my folder. I want to remind you guys, you can't copy, you can't edit here. So if I were you and I need this stuff, just right click, guys, on it. You come over here, right click on it and go to your team folder. Who's team 1? You guys are team 1. So I go, here's team number 1, and I'm going to go right click here and paste it for you. And it will paste that folder in your team. Now you have full control over it. Did they copy the 2011? I didn't mean to copy the 2011. I meant to copy the industrial. Okay, here you go. Copy industrial one. Right click. Go to team number 1. Right click and put it right in here. And off you go with your own standalone families of Revit. You guys know how to do that, but I just thought to remind you. Don't mess around. You can't edit my own. This is in industrial, in my instructor folder. It's just for you to copy from, not to edit or use. Okay, so that's basically there. When it's done, I'm going to show you how I set up the project for you guys. If you're not already there, come on, come on, come on, come on. There's a few things. 25 seconds. While we are waiting, can I have your attention, guys, for one more second? I was talking to Michelle Cooley-Erickson. This schedule might change and when we do a field trip, it might change because those guys last minute thing. So like we did last quarter, guys, I might tell you the last minute they're not going to come this week, come the other week. So please be aware that there's certain things I have no control over and things could shift. And also for the project description, Michelle might add an addendum to this. We talked yesterday, they like to add one addendum to it. So it's not going to be major, but be aware that they might add an addendum. Okay, so Jim and Camille, I just copied this one for you. I'm going to go look at how I set it for Camille, guys. If you go to everything that I set is under spring quarter because we're in the spring. This is exactly, guys, where you should, when you work on things, Spencer, when you do your lighting calculation, I expect you load calculation, generator sizing to save everything under these folders. So I'm going to go directly into nothing in them right now, but I'm going to go, the only thing you're going to go design drawing, guys. Under the design drawing, there's Revit and there's X reference. I'm just going to go to the X reference to give you an idea what's there. There's nothing in there in the X reference, but what well, I'll get back to the X reference here. Let's go to Revit. What I set is Revit. Here's Revit. When you go to Revit, guys, you're going to see two folders. And then specifically, I did them this time this way so you don't get confused. The architectural is the model. Don't ever mess with it. Okay? So if you go to the architectural, everything arc is a model. This is the Revit model that linked to your electrical project. Don't go there. The one that you will need to open all the time is go where? What we are? Electrical. Go electrical. When you go to the electrical, guys, you're going to find the backup, the temp, and the project. So if you click, not click, I just would. This project right here, and please don't open it from here. I guess you can, but always open Revit and open it through Revit. This is the central file for Camille. Camille and Camille only, he and Jim. So what I did, I created the central file for you guys, and I linked it to your stand-alone architectural model. So if you screw up the whole thing, guess what? It's just your team. You know? Does that make sense? And that's how all of you guys are set up. That's how you were set up last quarter, but this time I made it more strict between, not strict, more clear between the architects and the electrical. So that's basically when you open Revit, you go to this is your central. Now, Holly, when you open the Revit, please always look at, it should start with central, industrial, C-E-N-T. E-L-E-C, industrial, C-E-N-T. That's the central file. If it says other than that, it's not the central file. And believe me, last quarter it did happen where some of you guys were inside the local file and all this good stuff. Always when you open it, it's going to say ELEC industrial CENT. That's your central file. That's where you're working. Okay? And all of you guys are set up the same way. So everything is set up the same way, other than DJ that we need to shift him. Any question, guys? Yeah, the XREF. The XREF, do me a favor for the XREF. What is the XREF, Chad? I'm going to go to the instructor. I'm going to go to the spring quarter. I'm going to go to 231. And I'm going to go to Revit. Can you guys see where my Revit is? Here's my Revit. And here's my link. This is just for the instructor. The XREF, here's all the CAD. This project was done in CAD, guys. And there's a lot of nice drawing in CAD. Okay? So, what I'm hoping, all the CAD drawing are there in the instructor folder. Here's what I'm hoping you would do. Please do me a favor. Go back, right click on CAD. Can you guys see what we did? I want to go copy CAD, copy it. I'm going to go to spring quarter. No, I'm going to go to instructor. No, I'm going to go to this. And Camille, I'm going to go copy the CAD file, spring quarter, so I can design drawing. My expectation when you put the CAD, you put them right in the XREF. Right click here and paste them. So now Camille has a copy of all the CAD drawings of the project as well, not just the Revit. Because there's certain things you might need in CAD, guys. So everything that you need, go to the instructor folder. It's right there. Copy it and put it in your team folder as needed. One other thing, guys, I thought that was interesting in the instructor folder. If you go to the project again, Lightning. If you click on Lightning, guys, can you guys see these sheet 3 drawings? These are detailed drawings that we get from Thomson Lightning, detailed, that you can add into your Revit project. So feel free to go copy them and dump them into your project folder. So these for you. So that's, I'm not going to copy them now. I have lighting. If you goes under lighting, there's some cut sheets. I put some cut sheets that we couldn't find last time, guys, like hazardous location fixture. I put some, here's a cut sheet for a hazardous location fixture. If you go back under lighting, IES file. When we did this project, guys, we couldn't find a hazardous location fixture IES file. So what we did, we searched it, we talked to the reps, and they gave us an IES file for a fixture hazardous location. And that's what we're going to be using, a class 1 fixture. High bay, remember Brad, what I told you guys, you can use T5HO. We couldn't find an IES file last year, at least, for T5HO. So we talked to Davis and Associates, and they gave us 2 of them right here. Long story short, guys, look there and see there's more information that you can do, extra stuff that you can do. So that's under lighting. This one is really cool. Visual files. Here's the visual files that I have about the site and the calculation. This one is Excel. I keep this one, guys. This is what we should have done last time when we did the load calculation, guys. Energy code. We should have done to this Excel sheet lighting efficiency based on the lab. Excel will give you a lighting efficiency in watts. So you're not supposed to, well, for Excel at least, Excel energy, you're not supposed to use the watts from visual that we get. You're supposed to use this watts for Excel energy calculation. So I kept it, I dropped it here. I'll walk you through it as we get closer, guys. So, okay. Any question, guys? So everything that you need. 232 and 233, guys, these are my lectures as I start lecturing. Like today, what I've done when I introduce the project is videotaped or recorded. I'm going to put it on the network. I'll be putting him directly onto the network too. Any question, guys? Any question, my friends? That's all I have for you. I'm hoping, guys, spend today on setting up your Revit and hitting the ground running, modifying your project schedule. That's easy to work on while I print the load calculation addition to you. So you have plenty of things to do. Please, guys, from experience of 9 years doing it, it goes so fast. It's going to be beautiful and nice outside. And you're going to see we're going to get interrupted many times, Ben, by a lot of good speakers. So don't lose more time, because you will be losing time, guaranteed, when we go field trips and interrupted by speakers and so forth. Any question, guys, for Chad? Thank you. Go eat.
Ted,
Give me 1 second here. Yep.